Hello, YouTube. Out here enjoying the day out here on the patio. Well, I think we're gonna do for a video today is we're gonna share one of our stories. Right now, I just gotta pause to find out what stories I want to share with you today.
Hello, YouTube.
Angie goes, "Hello, YouTube," in there. All right, I thought we'd just kind of do a little storytelling today, basically. So let me think up what we have to say, and we'll be right back. We'll start the story, I guess. I thought we would share, and something we were going to plan to do for a future video, probably within a couple years, maybe within maybe 2021 if we save enough money. We'll talk about that, what we're going to plan to do, but I think this story will probably lead up what we're going to do probably in 2021, maybe 2021 or 2022. We'll just have to see how our finances goes and how the channel goes too.
Yes.
All right, back in 2006, was it 2006? Yeah, I think it's around 2006,
Yep.
if I remember correctly. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I should remember it because it's our story. We won something, or at least I won something big. I won a big prize. They say I never win anything. Actually, I won a big prize.
You did.
I won an Amtrak ride from Galesburg to Kansas City, Missouri, back in 2006. So we thought that would turn it to a nice little vacation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we booked our, excuse me here, getting choked up because that was a big prize. So we booked, after I won that prize from the ballpark, that's where I won it from, it's the ballpark. They had what I call Amtrak night. They gave $1 grand prize away. It was the trip from Galesburg to Kansas City and back, round trip ticket, courtesy of Amtrak. So that was our first and only experience on an Amtrak train. We had to arrange a car rental. I think we had to use your mom's help for this one to help arrange the, because we didn't have our own computer. I think your mom broke in the computer, right? Yeah.
She's the one that took us down to Galesburg.
Yeah, we had to get on the train down at Galesburg, Illinois, basically. So she helped us to arrange our hotel. We found the cheap one that we could afford at the time. Kind of a little run down, but it was the one we can afford online at the time. And we had to find an affordable car rental at the time. It's not the one, it's actually we went with, that was our first experience with a car rental ever, basically, because you need transportation around. And I couldn't believe the cab fare ride from the airport to Union Station in Kansas City and back a couple days, about a week later, because we took about a week for that vacation.
Yeah, because we went to the...
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's talk about the train ride experience from Galesburg to Kansas City. All right. When we arrived at... We didn't know what time the train would arrive, so they tell us arrive at least an hour early. We decided to make it 90 minutes early, basically. The first train that pulled in was the California Zephyr. It was already running, what was it, half hour late?
Yes.
At the time. So that was running about a half hour late. Our train was supposed to pull in about an hour after that. Well, found out it was about an hour and 45 minutes after that because it was running late. 45 minutes late to be precise, basically. So it was running late. So we had to ride coach, basically, because it's only a few hours ride. It was supposed to be a 4-hour ride, but it turned out to be close almost to 10, not 10 hours, but 6 hours on the train.
Yes.
Because we were delayed a couple times along the route, basically, because, you know, here in the United States, freight has the right of way, basically. So all freight trains has the right of way because most freight trains owns the tracks. The tracks we were mostly traveling on at the time was the Burlington, Northern, Santa Fe lines, and that was the main lines that we were running on, basically. So any Burlington, Northern lines and Santa Fe lines, and there were like two separate railroads at the time, but they merged to one, so it's called Burlington Northern, Santa Fe, basically. So yeah, so we ran. We were delayed a couple times. We were late coming into Fort Madison was our next stop, and we did not depart on time there. And we had to wait a little bit. Then we stop at La Plata, Missouri. Basically, you might see some of those live virtual rail fan videos on at that station. So check it out. I think it's called Virtual Rail Fan. I'm not going to put a link to it. Just have to Google it. Basically, there is some live railroad shots. Basically, I don't know if they're actually live. I question some of those anyway. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting ride from Galesburg to La Plata. Okay, then it's from La Plata, Missouri into Kansas City. That was an adventure. I think there was only one time during that whole leg of the trip where we actually reached maximum speeds of near 90 miles per hour, because it was a section of track we can go 90. But parts of it was just curvy, hilly, and we had to wait for, I think, we had to wait for 3 more freight trains to clear the track in front of us, basically. Because it's the way it is and that. So, no, I'm not expecting a package today. Ups. Had to turn around. And that. So, yeah. And we didn't pull into Kansas City's Union Station until what? Sometime a little after, almost between 10:30.
Yes.
And we were, at the time, 90 minutes to 2 hours late, basically. So, yeah. Amtrak is not the best way to go at times. But we had to take a cab because we missed the car rental that was nearby at Union Station. They already closed up for the night because they usually stay open till the one Amtrak train arrives, and it was already running late, so they closed early. So they went ahead and closed for the night, and we had to take a cab all the way out to the airport. We just made that one company because they were about ready to shut down for the night. Because Kansas City Airport is not that busy. It's not like Chicago, O'Hare, or LAX, or JFK, or Dallas, or something like that, or Atlanta's airport. It was busy in its own right, but not super busy to keep some of those places open 24 hours, basically. So the one we wanted to rent was just about ready to close for the night when we came in and wanted to pick up our car rental. Right then and there, but that cab ride was expensive. It was like, luckily it was Kansas City, because it would have been cost us maybe $75 to $100 in Chicago, but that cab ride in Kansas City was just expensive. It was like around $55-$60 one way from Union Station to the airport to pick up the car rental. Okay, after we got our car rental, we finally checked into our hotel on the far east end of town, along Interstate 70, I think it was.
Yes.
And I think it was, I forgot what the hotel was. It was something called Highway 101 Motor Inn. Basically, it was like a retro 60s, early 70s type model hotel where it had those neon lights around the building and that. It looks nice on the outside, but trust me, it's kind of was outdated and somewhat run down, but we knew we was only want there for one thing: a nice shower and a comfortable place to sleep. Basically, that's all we wanted. And that, so because most of our activities was outside. So okay, Angie may have to correct me on this every so often if she remembers this. Day one of, I think we spent a total of 5 days in Kansas City. I think it was.
Yes,
5
it
days.
was.
So day one, we kind of check out the scenes. We went to the Kansas City Zoo.
Yes.
And it was a good experience. They were doing some work around the property here and that. So we're going to hear something. So we're going to hear some unusual noises. It's something that they need to be done. All right. Basically, we went to the Kansas City Zoo. It was a nice experience, but it was hot. It was hot.
Hot and humid.
Hot and humid, yeah. I would say, yeah. It was hot. It was like 107 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how hot it was. And luckily for us, the humidity was not that severe, but it was humid, so it made it about it felt like 115, basically. So, yeah, it was a hot day. Animals were always finding the shade, and just it was like a nonchalant day at the zoo, basically. But we took in everything we could quickly, and we decided, because it was so hot, we decided to leave early, and that. So
I remember what we did after that.
Yeah, we went to the Kansas City T-Bones game. Basically, somehow we learned the T-Bones, of course, with a tip with local people that helped us, that got us, was telling us about the T-Bones. That's independent baseball, if you want to know. And they play in the same league as the Chicago Dogs, as you saw on earlier this past summer's vacation video. They play in the same league. So we checked out the Kansas City T-Bones at American Bank, I forgot the name, Americola Park or American Bank Field.
Yes.
In Kansas City, Kansas. Just across the street from the Kansas City Speedway. Which that was amazing. But we was using old film cameras, so at the time, those pictures was not the greatest in that. So, so we checked out the T-Bones. It was a good crowd.
Oh, you guys, we got to see former Lumber King that game.
Yeah, and a few other former players that was in the league in that independent ball. What was that? Former Lumber King went 2 for 2 and 2 takedowns.
Greg Kerba.
Mike Kerba?
Greg.
Okay, Greg Kerba?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he went 2 for 2 and 2 takedowns. What I mean by 2 takedowns?
Brawl.
A brawl took place late in the game. A big fight broke out between the two teams. And that's where Gerball went 2 for 2 because he drew 2 walks. A walk in baseball is not an official at bat. So he went like technically 2 for 2 and 2 takedowns. So and we saw him take 2 takedowns. It makes any wrestler proud, or an MMA fighter proud on those takedowns, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then prior to the big baseball game in Kansas City, we went to see the Kansas City Royals. But prior to that game, we took the tour of Kauffman Stadium. Basically, we got on parts of the field. We couldn't get on completely on the field because it was a game day, so they had to get the field ready to go. And
you guys,
yep,
that tour was the day after, I think.
You think it was the day after?
Yeah, because we got to the stadium early.
Okay, instead of being a 5-day trip, it was a 6-day trip instead.
Remember, guys, I took a lot of baseballs from Steve.
Yep.
And I got a couple of the Royals autographs after the game.
Okay, so instead of being a 5-day, yeah, it was a 6-day trip.
Because you guys, the next day after the game, we went to the museum.
Yeah. Okay. No, it was before. Oh, after the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the tour of the stadium. But yeah, I think what it was is, yeah, thanks for correcting me, Angie. I guess it was a 6-day. We spent 6 days down there because we spent a couple days on the train, basically. Well, the 6th day was basically coming home, basically. But yeah, I think it was 6 days. Yeah, we took 6 days down there. Or did we do it on day 1? Because we didn't do really the zoo on day one.
I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, it was so long ago. But yeah, I knew we had to kill time before. I knew we had to kill time before the big game. Basically, so that's why we took the tour. I think we took the tour before the game.
Yeah.
Because it was a night game and we needed something to do during.
They were playing Boston. I remember that.
Yeah, that was when Boston Red Sox started their tailspin that year.
Had Ortiz.
Yep. Yep, and plus other players too, basically. But yeah, we took Kauffman Stadium. We took the tour of the stadium. I think it was the on the field, press box, club seating. We went through the club seats, their Hall of Fame, and went through the front office. The front office was actually located. Some of the front office was located at the stadium at Kauffman Stadium, and Kauffman Stadium, since that whole trip, had went through total renovations. Even our tour guide talked about future renovations of the stadium that they were talking about. After that trip, the renovations took next to 3 or 4 years to do. And
you guys, there was a Hall of Famer working in the office that day.
Yeah, George Brett.
George Brett.
Yeah. And the ball game itself, which turned out to be a good game, basically. Saw Boston's tailspin took place.
And I got autographs afterwards.
And that, so it was an interesting ordeal there, but it was a fun game. And that, then to wrap up our trip, what did we do? 2 days at Worlds of Fun. Okay, there are 2 days at Worlds of Fun. It's a Cedar Fair park, basically. Yes, I do hear an airplane going overhead. Where is it? I can't see it, it's in the sunlight. I do hear a plane. The plane! The plane!
I can't see it.
I can hear it. Wow. Oh, I see it over there. It's in that direction. You won't see it with the GoPro. You can't see it with the GoPro, but trust me, there's a plane. It's in where are my fingers at? Okay, enough of that shenanigans. 2 days at Worlds of Fun. Why did we go? It was a Cedar Fair owned park. And why we go there for 2 days? Was it mainly a 1 day park? Because it was cheaper to get a 2 day pass, basically, than the 1 day pass. Because we weren't maxed out our fun. We don't know we were going to do Worlds of Fun again. Will we go down there again? Possible.
You rode a roller coaster in the rain.
Yeah, but that was day 2 we did that.
Yeah.
You're jumping the gun a little bit, but that was day 2. Second and final day was a train wreck. But first day was pretty good. I liked the Patriot roller coaster in a way. It was a couple boring elements, but it was a fun coaster. Not exactly in my... it was a fun coaster. It's just not in... I only rode 3 inverts, so it's ranked number 3. Technically, because I only rolled 3 invert coasters, Raptor being my favorite. If I can still get in the seat, I see it comments in by Dave the Coaster Dude. Roll 4 at Cedar Point next time. Okay, I'll remember that next time. Roll 4.
Whoa.
And that. But then the Batman coasters. That was my first ever invert. So I would say Raptor, Batman, and Patriot.
Guys, I'm yawning.
Yep. The one Woody, I forgot what it was, Timberwolf. It was rough, but not as severely rough as Mean Streak was. But it was rough in its own way.
No, I didn't do no coasters either.
Nope. And I did the Vekoma Boomerang. That was a mistake, headbanger, basically. And I think the steel coaster I loved the most was Mamba. It was a Morgan ride. It was looks like an aerodynamics coaster, but it was developed by Morgan because he broke away from aerodynamics to create his own coaster company for a little bit. It didn't last very long after that. But yeah, so and we went to the water park for 2 days there too. and rode a few over flat rides, train rides, and that. And I didn't get a chance to ride the spinning coasters, spinning dragons there. Prowler wasn't open yet. They were in developing of that ride.
Yes, we rode the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, the old standard Ferris wheel, the old carnival style Ferris wheel they had there. It was not the standard amusement park Ferris wheel. It was the like your fair and carnival style Ferris wheel at an amusement park. So that was something different. And that had a nice view and that. So like I said, wasn't a park you write home about. It needs a lot more stuff there at Worlds of Fun. It needs a lot more stuff, a lot of space to grow. It's just not investing any money to it. I heard they're going to start putting another coaster in sometime in the near future there, but yeah. But day 2 was the we went back. We rode. We just did some re-rides, basically, and enjoyed a couple shows, I guess.
Yeah.
And then my famous ride in the rain, Mamba. And in the rain, it was painful. It was very painful. Holy cow! Raindrops were coming out like thumb, like a thumbprint. It was coming like big as a thumbnail. Basically, that's how big the raindrops were. They were huge raindrops, and boy, they hurt when you're going at 73 miles per hour. I had to ride the whole roller coaster ride like this, both hands, like this, to keep from. But boy. I'll talk about what happened to my face after the trip. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Angie just reminded me, what about our Royals ticket stub?
The Royals ticket stub, when they scored so many runs when we were at the game, we went to Krispy Kreme, found one, and we got a free dozen of donuts.
Oh, wow.
Somebody was... I think it was a purchase of something to drink or something.
Yeah, with a drink purchase, and you got a free dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts. Something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, question is, did we try Arthur Bryant's barbecue joints down there? No, we did not try that, basically. So after our 2 days, after 2 baseball games, the zoo, the Baseball Hall of Fame, I don't want to use the one language because people will get it wrong anyway, but it has something to do with African American Baseball League, okay? It was a fun museum. Check it out too. Unfortunately, we went next door to the, there was what they call, I guess somewhat like a Holocaust museum. Basically, how a certain individual treated the star athletes and that failed to win gold medals and that, and some other stuff that don't really want to talk about here on the channel. But yeah, there was no museum there too. But the baseball, I'm not going to use that one word because people would take it wrong anyway. So check out the African American League, African American Baseball League museum. It is a fun museum. Crazy pictures, crazy photos. Basically, they played that game for fun, and boy, it's like that would have been the time I would love to attend those games.
Yeah.
Because they would have been entertaining to go to, especially when the umpires umped the game. They were just as entertaining as the players were, basically. All right, we're going to wrap up this video real quick here. I know it's a little lengthy today for this story time, but hey, it's what it is what it is. Okay, then we got back on the Amtrak train to head back to Galesburg. Was the train on time going home? I would have to say, if I remember correctly, maybe. Because it was, I think it was like an 8 o'clock departure.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, guys. We had to drive the car back up to
the airport and had to take the cab back
to Union Station.
Back to Union Station, but we had to do it very early because I didn't trust the cabs operators around the Kansas City. They don't want to take us on a joyride to up the bill and make us miss our train. and that. So I told them we had to get to. I told them we had to get back to Union Station. We had to get to Union Station, basically. So, and it's important we get there on time, basically.
We did.
But we got there with a good 45 minutes before the train was scheduled to arrive, but it was running about 15 minutes late. I think we didn't pull into Galesburg.
We had to call my mom, you guys, when we were leaving there, so this way she would be at the...
At the time, we was using her mom's old cell phone at the time.
Yep.
Basically, we had a call before we go because we lost community. Early cell phone years, you lose communications real fast in those days. So it was an uneventful ride. Pretty quick from from Kansas City to La Plata. It was pretty quick. Really little to no delays, which was good. We maxed out multiple times at 90 miles per hour. We was averaging that whole leg around 60 miles per hour, which is pretty good for that leg of the trip. We left La Plata. I think we made up some time in that general area. Little to no delays at Fort Madison, which was pretty good. And it was pretty quick from Fort Madison to Galesburg. So I think we arrived Galesburg only approximately, I think, 5 minutes late, basically.
Yeah.
Which that was, for Amtrak, that was, on the way home, was amazing. Heart attack, amazing for being 5 minutes, pulling to the station only 5 minutes late, when it arrived 15 minutes late at Kansas City. So we made up some time and ground really quick there. So that was good. But, okay, before we end this video, what we got planned to do with Amtrak? I'm going to write Amtrak again. Yes, but we are going to do this as a challenge, basically. And this is how we're going to plan out a possible 2021 or 2022 trip. Okay, we are planning to do a California trip, just to do it once, and we've done it once, all right? But we're not going to do it this summer. We got something else planned this summer. So we're planning to put it either in 2021 or 2022. All depends if we still have YouTube or not. A lot of controversies in YouTube lately. Oh, by the way, that video you saw last week, yeah, that's what I expected. That kind of views it need just for channel survival, I guess. All right, here's the challenge that we're going to do. I am pricing an Amtrak one-way ticket for one person. It's going to be for Angie. We're going to start her out in Chicago, right?
Yes.
I think we're going to start out in Chicago to make sure that she's on the right train.
At Union Station.
At Union Station in Chicago. And we're going to get her a roomette, basically. Roomette means you get all the food and meals included except snacks, all right?
Yep.
So you get your breakfast, lunch, and dinner included. And any extra drinks and snacks you had to pay for, all right? So we'll discuss that off camera, how we're going to do that. But this is what we're going to do on camera. It's going to be a challenge. I'm going to get a car rental too. We're going to do a cross-country challenge. I'm going to take Angie to Union Station in Chicago to make sure she's on the Southwest Chief train.
And the right train, guys.
Yeah, to make sure she's on the right train. And they will help you find your right roomette and all that stuff, all right? That's what they're there for, to help you out, all right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to give her a camera. That's why we're trying to invest into new cameras. We're going to give her a camera to run, and then she knows how to operate and do updates off and on there. What we're going to do is, I'm going to go, after she's on the train, I'm going to run back to the car. As soon as she calls me, when the train starts moving, I'm going to start moving the car from the parking lot. And the race is on. To see who reaches to LAX station in downtown Los Angeles, California, who gets there first. Me or Angie. So that's our plan, basically. I'm at a disadvantage. Angie's at an advantage. I'm at a disadvantage in this race. It's basically, I have to stop at least maybe twice, maybe 3 times to get some sleep. So that's where I'm going to be at a disadvantage. I'll figure out to cheat on that if I can. I will, but if not, we won't worry about it. So basically, it's like I said in the previous clip, a one-way ticket from Chicago to LA. I'll see who gets there first, me or Angie.
Hi guys, I'm yawning.
Yep. And we'll spend a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. I think we'll spend about 3 or 4 days in the LA area, do what we want, put our feet in the Pacific Ocean, right? And some other stuff we haven't decided yet.
Maybe go to an Angels game.
Angels game, probably go to Dodgers game. I want to check out Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm. No, we're not going to do Disneyland. Disneyland is a bank breaker there.
Yep.
So we're not going to do Disneyland. We'll probably try to pass it, but we're not going to do Disneyland. Can't afford it. We're going to try to afford to do other stuff instead. And that. So, and we'll check out one pier, maybe an Oceanside Pier amusement park that Santa Monica Pier.
Yes.
Check that out. Possible. And that. So that would be our vacation in 2021 or 2022, basically. So that would be a good, but the first part would be a challenge. First couple of days would be a challenge race.
Guys, am I riding the train home? No.
No. She's not going to be riding the train home. She'll be riding home with me. Because we're making a special stop on the way home. Say we've been there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You like to know what that stop will be?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, baby. Yeah. I'm going to try to schedule a couple days in Las Vegas on the way home. So the California trip will be very short and sweet.
Yeah, I thought we may run into people I watch.
Oh, yeah. Might run into some of our subscribers along the way in LA. So we got LA subscribers. Leave it down in the comments down below.
This is Joaquin.
Yeah, but I don't think he watches our videos hardly anymore.
Yes,
he still does?
Busy.
Oh, okay. All right. If he still does, leave it in the comments down
guys,
below.
I'm talking about the Phillips fan band that I watch in my channel.
Yeah.
They live out there in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. They might run into them. You never know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're big ones.
Oh, the big channels. Yep. All right.
They're family channel.
I hope you liked story time. I know this video is pretty lengthy as it is, but it is what it is. It's something that we like to tell once in a while, a nice story, and that. That was our Amtrak trip in 2006, what we did in Kansas City, and this Amtrak challenge that we're going to plan to do in 2021. As long as the channel keeps growing, views keeps going up and up and up, and revenues keep coming in, we'll just make YouTube money pay for this whole trip, basically. That's what we're hoping for, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here, because I don't want to make no more on this video, all right?
Okay.
You want me to wrap it up, or you wrap it? You wrap it up tonight.
You wrap it up.
No, you wrap it up.
You wrap it up.
Okay. We'll both wrap it up. Okay. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the subscribe button and notification bell.
We'll see you later.
See you later. That was a big train wreck, like it was when we did it with Ray and all them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye.